The fact that you are not seeing the results that you expect right now does not mean that the result will not come eventually. The world works in a way that you put in the work and you will get the result. You will get the reward when the harvest is ready. So the fact that your harvest is not ready does not mean that the harvest season will not come. If you've clicked this video, it means you're at a point in your business or in your side hustle where you are putting in the work, but you're not exactly seeing the return on investment in terms of your money and your time. So in this video, I'm going to be sharing tips and activities that I have done that worked for me in the past and I'm still doing till date. And this video was actually as a result of a message I received from one of you guys. Please, can you give me advice on how to stay motivated regardless of the hustle not yielding any cash? I'm at my lowest with my sewing and thought I'd ask someone who is doing it daily. I exactly just felt and I could relate to how she felt when she sent that message to me. So I knew I had to do a video despite responding to her message. So I'm going to be sharing these tips and hopefully they would be useful to you one way or the other, either one, two, or most of them. If you have any other tips or activities that have worked for you as well, make sure to share in the comment section down below and let's get straight into this. So I've written down all of my points here and I'm just going to talk my way through it in no particular order, so you definitely want to grab a pen and paper and take note of some of these. So the first thing I started doing earlier this year is I actually made a vision board, and I saw my friend Azomta do this. Azomta is a wedding planner who's actually helping me plan my wedding for next year. So I was like, that's actually such a brilliant idea, because you literally print out pictures of goals and ambitions and achievements that you want to achieve in a year or 6 months, and just cut them out and pin them on the board. I have mine in the studio here and I'll show it to you in a second. But after doing that, I just found that I got a lot more clarity in terms of the work I wanted to do and where I wanted to focus my energy. Alright, so here's my vision board. Quickly, I made this earlier this year and I'm going to be making another one soon because 2020 is almost over. This year I knew I wanted to travel more. Fortunately, I was able to travel in January before Corona. I knew I wanted to grow my online business, my YouTube channel, as well as grow my relationships with my family and with my friends. I knew I wanted to get better saving habits, stay active, exercise more, as well as have a tidy workspace, because that often reflects where I am mentally. I thought I would have my wedding this year, hence the reason for the dress and the ring, but my wedding has been postponed to summer next year. So looking at this, even though lots of the plans have changed and some of them I'm actually already realizing, such as growing my online business, that has been growing really well, especially during lockdown. Growing my relationship with my family. I say I've gotten closer with my younger sister, my mom, and my brother since lockdown started. I've started saving a whole lot more. We're saving towards a house, so some of these have already started to actually materialize and come to reality, but the others, are continuous work in progress. So at the time of when I was making that vision board, I was still working part-time in retail and I was still doing my YouTube and everything else, and it was just really a lot for me mentally. If you really want to move in a clear path, you have to have it defined, very defined and very clear. You want to be able to shave out any noise that would distract you, because this year has been one of those years that has left a lot of creatives feeling very demotivated. So do you want to grow your business? Do you want to grow your income? Do you want to add an additional stream of income to your revenue? Do you want to get married? Do you want to have kids? All those things, what you consider important and priority to you, I suggest you find an image on Google, print it out, cut it out, stick it to a board. And every day when you see that, it just sort of reminds you of where you are going and where your destination is. So the second thing that I would say that's really helped me is staying busy, not staying busy and just doing any random things. So you've made this vision board, you know exactly where you want to be, you know exactly what you want to achieve. Now break that down into tasks that you can actually achieve daily. So for example, you want to grow your YouTube channel, you know you need to stay consistent, you know you need to research relevant topics to your niche or trendy topics that will get you views or get you revenue. So break down those goals into little tasks that you can actually achieve, because if you just say, oh, I want to grow to 1 million subscribers, how are you going to get there? What active plans are you doing to get there? It will not just happen overnight. YouTube will not just dash you 500,000 subscribers. Like, you have to put in the work and you have to work smartly. So the third thing I do on days that I actually just feel mentally handicap, let me just put it that way, like when I don't feel like doing anything, I feel very demotivated or I'm like really stressed, is I search up people who inspire me. So it might be a designer, it might be another creator, a woman, man, whoever, someone's journey that has inspired me in the past, and I actually go and find videos, podcasts, any type of like articles they've, like interviews they've done, and just read more about them. Because when you find out what other people went through to achieve what they've achieved, you know that it did not happen overnight for them, so it cannot happen overnight for you as well, except you have like a viral case where you just, you know, did that one product and it just went viral overnight. Then that might be the case, but usually that's not what happens. So listen and watch things that would inspire you mentally. It might be a video like this that you've decided to watch, it might be an article that you read, it might be going to a museum, it might be going to a gallery, it might be meeting up with that one friend that makes you feel good and makes you feel positive. Just do something that would help to get you out of that mental funk. Another thing I do that has really been helpful is praying. I'm Christian and my faith is a very integral part of everything that I do. And for example, last night I was feeling very what's the word? I was feeling like I was putting in a lot of work and I wasn't seeing the results that I should be getting in comparison to the amount of work I was putting in. And I started to feel very like shitty and weird. And I even like got very moody, and my poor husband didn't understand what was going on through my mind. But I remember before going to bed, I just had a moment where I was like, Kiki, the fact that you are not seeing the results that you expect right now does not mean that the result will not come eventually. The world works in a way that you put in the work and you will get the result, you will get the reward when the harvest is ready. So the fact that your harvest is not ready does not mean that the harvest season will not come. Keep working, keep filming, keep making those collections, keep inspiring people, keep putting your name out there. Just keep doing the work, so when the reward and the harvest season comes, you know in your heart of heart that you actually put in the work to get the rewards that you are getting. So if you're not Christian, if you're Muslim, I don't know, having some kind of moment where you just give yourself that pep talk of like, young lady, please just relax, calm down. Every flower has a season to bloom. Just wait for your season to come. Overnight successes that we are celebrating today did not really happen overnight. Some people took 5-10 years, but we're only seeing them now because they've been working for years to come, and now their time to shine has arrived. So your time to shine will come as well. So give yourself time, okay? So something else that I have been doing that really helps to keep me grounded mentally is I think about the bigger picture. And I find that all of these activities I do, they are really connected to each other, whether it's making a vision board, whether it's praying, whether it's listening to or watching motivational speeches, whether it's having a moment where I just talk to myself honestly in front of the mirror. I find that they are really connected to each other because it really leads to a place of self-awareness. The moment you are aware of your flaws, you are aware of your skills, you are aware of the areas where you excel and the areas where you need growth, you really know everything. Then you know where you need to put in more energy so you can improve. So think about the bigger picture. Like, let's take a moment, like think about where you see yourself 5 years from now. Personally, spiritually, financially, emotionally as well, because all of these aspects of your life are really connected together. So think about the big picture, write it down. If you want to make a vision board that projects 5 years into the future, you can do that as well. because that way you're really preparing yourself mentally to grow in a direction that would be positive for you and would make you a better person. So when I have thoughts like this, and I'm like, maybe I'll put out a video and I only get like 5,000 views when I worked on that video for like 2 weeks. I'm like, you paid me, Sha, but let's not focus on that. Let's think about the bigger picture. Let's think about the fact that we're growing the Kim Dave brand. We're inspiring minds. We're inspiring women to become the best version of themselves, to follow their dreams, be it through fashion or art or music or acting, whatever industry they choose to do so. The fact that you are doing what you're doing through the Kim Dave brand will inspire others to do the same as well. So something else I know that has worked for other people and has been working for me is to have an accountability partner. So this is someone that you share your aspirations with and you trust enough to remind you at certain points that you're not following through on the plans to get there. So my husband and my sister, I would say, are mine. They don't even know they are, but they are. And when I have like a big project I want to work on, I talk to my husband about it, and he really makes me think about it in every sense of the word. Like, how much money would you need? Do you need to get someone to help you? Do you need to take time off of your other projects to focus on this one thing? Like, he really makes me think about the whole project like in a well-rounded form. And having someone like that in your life might be really useful for you. It might be a good friend, it might be a family member, it might be someone who you meet at church. It might be someone who is just a friend to you but really understands like your vision and understands where you envision yourself to be in the future. So I say having one is good, is useful. If you don't have one, it's not the end of the world. It took me a while because I'm someone that I won't say I have trust issues, but it takes me a long time to open up to people. Like, I will talk to you, I'll be nice and social and everything to you, but for me to really open up and be vulnerable and share all of my fears and insecurities with someone, it takes me a very, very long time. So it took me a while to actually like open up like that to anyone, and I'm glad I've been able to do that with my sister and with my husband, and it just helps me to have those conversations on days where I'm not feeling my best, or on days that I'm thinking about doing something and I just need someone to be my rubber duck basically. So having someone like that has been really, really helpful for me. And it could be someone who has a business like you as well, so you guys can really like cry together, laugh together, win together. It could be a really beautiful relationship that would get you through some really good and some very tough times. So the last point that I want to cover is the importance of planning. And planning will really become very, very useful when you start to get busy or at points where you don't really know where to start. So for example, you want to launch a collection and you want to do a 5-8 pieces collection. You want to do tops, bottoms, you want this type of aesthetic. Really breaking down the whole process of making a collection would help you achieve the collection a whole lot easier. So writing it down, if you need to get fabrics, when you need to get fabrics, when you need to book the models, when you need to shoot the lookbook, when you need to find the seamstress, like really having a clear structured plan like that would really help you to achieve a goal, be it that collection on another project that you want to work on. You can write it down like I do. I'm still very old school like that. I have a notepad and a pen, and I still like to write down. You can do it down on your phone, you can do it on your iPad. There are some very, very cool like planners where you can literally like write down things that you want to do for the next 1 month, for the next 6 months, and you can go back and just tick off task by task. That will get you closer to that goal that you have in mind. I hope this video has been useful. It has for me. I think it just reminded me of very important points that I had forgotten when I started this whole creative journey of growing a brand and building a business. And I hope you learned something. I hope you were inspired, you were motivated, your juices were pumped. I just hope it was worth your time basically. If you have any questions, if you have any additional tips to give, make sure to share it in the comment section down below. If you have any useful articles, any useful TED Talks, just share so we can all thrive and grow together, and I think someone else will find it useful as well. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to give it a thumbs up. Let me know your thoughts and ideas down below, and I will see you in my next one. Bye.